Tonight is a big night for fans of the DC television universe because the show that started it all is back. So Arrow just released a sneak peek for tonight's episode. Kind of late. I'm not really a fan of the fact that they released it, 3-4 hours before the premiere episode of season 5. But still excited nonetheless to watch it. So let's watch the sneak peek of Legacy and then discuss it. 1, 2, 3, go.
The mayor will be making his official statement on the anti-crime initiative at the ceremony honoring the Black Canary,
But he can say a few words now. The ACI is an important step towards lowering crime in the city, but I'm not going to consider it without some major reform.
What type of reforms?
To start, an investigation into allegations of widespread corruption within the police department.
Okay, Mayor Queen will elaborate on all comments at the ceremony honoring the Black Canary. Thank you all very much. You realize you just accused the police department of being corrupt at the police department gala?
I answered a question.
Yeah, and you also just put blame on the police department instead of taking responsibility for the city's crimes.
You know I'm taking responsibility.
Yes, the other guy, but as the mayor, it looks like you're sleepwalking, okay? Showing up late, again, is not helping that perception.
Being the mayor gives me access to actionable intel as the other guy. It's a means to an end.
Well, it didn't start off like that, Ollie. You wanted to become and then became the mayor to actually be mayor.
Right, and then reality set in. Even if we weren't dealing with a corrupt police department, and we are, or an electorate that thinks I got all my political knowledge by binge watching The West Wing, I still wouldn't be able to focus on being mayor, Speedy, because I'm flying so low as the other guy.
Okay, nice try. Talked to the controller about tax initiatives and Councilman Garcia about sanitation. I also put the applications for deputy mayor on your desk. I'm gonna go drink.
Arrow, season premiere tonight at 8/7 Central on the CW.
So that was a very solid sneak peek. I really enjoyed what went down with it. And this season of Arrow seems to be very grounded. It doesn't seem to have the fantasy element that the previous 2 seasons had. And what I like here is Oliver and Thea's interaction, because Thea essentially quit Team Arrow, though from the other trailers we saw, she's coming back pretty soon. And here he's like, I need you so I can help not only be mayor, but also be the Green Arrow. Now, Oliver became the mayor in order to essentially bring light to the city. So now he's talking about a corrupt police department. And I have to say, I'm really curious to see how corrupt it is and how much of a hold the mob has on the department. That's a big thing for the beginning of this season is Oliver dealing with the mob and whatnot. It's going to be interesting. It's very much a Batman feel, which I've said before. So I'm really curious to see where the show is going to go and when they're going to, essentially get away from the Batman mob gritty vibe. And I'm actually really curious if Oliver will shed light, or shed being the mayor, because he just can't focus on being both the mayor and being the Green Arrow. His devotion to the job of being the Green Arrow is essentially why he can't hold a relationship, why he is so broken, such the character that we know. Oliver on the show isn't my favorite character. My favorite characters are Felicity, Thea, and Laurel, and I know a lot of people dislike Felicity. I know Thea's kind of a lot of people's favorites, and Laurel's hit or miss, but Laurel's also dead. But speaking of Laurel, I really like the fact that the beginning of this episode is honoring her. It's her legacy. The Black Canary is a very iconic character in Green Arrow history, so it's very prevalent that she gets a mention. I did enjoy that. Now, Oliver, I'm calling out the police department, which I guess is sort of the highlight of the sneak peek beyond Oliver saying, I need you, Thea, to come back, is interesting because as mayor, you just can't say your police department is corrupt, because that means you're running, well, a town that no one really would want to live in. Star City, I don't even know how populated Star City is. It shows, when the show shows the aerial views of the city, it seems relatively populated and still relatively upkept, but it's been through hell. Literally. So I'm really wondering, who's still left in the city? Because, this police department ball is pretty packed, it looked like. But as I said, if you're a mayor, you don't want to be calling your police department corrupt. You want to be saying it's a good department. So I'm curious how Oliver is going to essentially twist the police department's hand behind their back in order to make it, not bend to his will, he doesn't want that, but in order to make it uncorrupt. So anyway, I really enjoyed what happened here. It's not like super in depth or involved. It's Thea and Oliver going back and forth as brother and sister. She clearly has some pull in his life still. Obviously, they didn't part ways as brother and sister. Their relationship is intact, which I like. The end of season 4 at one point made me did think that they might not even speak anymore. So I'm glad that they're together in this sense, and that she's even helping him as an advisor in some capacity, at least from this sneak peek. I'll find out more in the episode tonight with how she's dealing with his campaign. But I enjoy it. It's just a good tease for Arrow. You know, Oliver's the mayor. He's having conflicting issues with being mayor in the Arrow, and Thea he needs on his side in order to successfully be the Arrow. So what do you guys think about Sneak Peek? Share your thoughts below in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning into my review. Legacy is on tonight, and I'll discuss them. All right, guys.